Well, as you guys may know, this year we don't start with 4,600 FC points. We start with 6,000. Except not all 6,000 come at the same time. Actually, only 2,000 are going to be coming at the release of the game. And each 2,000 point installment's about a month apart. So over the course of about like 2 months, you get your 6,000 FC points. But what is the best way to actually spend that and actually make the most coins back you can with those points you get? We're going to talk about that today because there are some nuances to this, and there's also a very, very boring answer to what probably is the right thing to do. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the description down below. They are the cheapest and the safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for an 8% discount. So we're going to break down every way here, and thank you guys all for joining and being here today. I appreciate you all, obviously. Subscribe if you are new. And I guess we'll start off with the packs. So we're going to get exactly 2,000 from release, apparently. So this is actually quite a bit different for me and does change up my philosophy around these FC points, because usually I'm all about opening 7.5k packs. So back in the previous years when this was 4,600 FC points, I was a pretty big proponent of the 7.5k packs. You get 30 of them, right? And just 30 of these right off rip is going to get you such a really nice floor of coins. And you can see right here in this pack, the discard value, even if we just literally straight up discarded every single thing here, is like 2 to almost 3,000 coins. On average, say 3k a pack, you get 30 of them. You're looking at like almost 100k start. That's if you pack literally nothing worth any value. Now you're looking at like 13 packs. So this would be 3,000, more like closer to 50,000 coins if you were to pack nothing, which is still interesting. But it feels like there could be a better way to probably spend this than just straight up do 7.5k packs maybe this year. So obviously we have the draft, right? And there's actually a really boring answer to this. That's definitely the right answer. Let's just honestly tell you what it is. The first answer, the most boring answer, the way by far and away the best way to spend your FC points, guys, is save them for the passes. Like there's no other answer that's going to be anywhere near as worth it as this. So you got 1,000 FC points per. You already get the first pass if you pre-order the game. So you already have season 1. Each one's 1,000. You're going to get literally half of the season passes, premium season passes, that is, for free. Now, not really for free because it was a bigger edition of the game. So you know what I'm trying to say, though. Technically for free. You have to spend no extra. That's 500,000 coin value. 500k value per season here. You're looking at 6,000 FC points, which is 6 seasons, and then you have the free season. So you're at 500k times 7. That's 3.5 million coins of value of premium passes. So there's no other answer here that's going to be even close to this. I'm just saying right now. And the packs, obviously, at the end here, you know, we're in the time of the year where you're going to see a 6x90 tradable. Sorry, you can't see that. Here's one more here. Tradable 3x89. The first season, obviously, is not going to have that level of pack, but either way, it doesn't really matter. The packs you will be seeing at the end of these seasons for 1,000 FC points will be completely worth the value compared to store packs, right? Because obviously, the other thing you can do, and people have done in the past, that's not actually the worst idea, is wait for the first promo packs to come out. And oftentimes, this was a much better way to go about doing it. I don't recommend doing this anymore. This was a better way to go about doing it when we used to actually get consumables in store packs. Right now, the mega packs are like gone. Rare mega packs you like just don't see really anymore in the store. It's all player stuff now, which usually amounts to like nothing. So I obviously shouldn't say nothing because you can pack something in there, but I think it's not worth waiting and saving your FC points for like a weekend when their first promo packs exist or whatever that's going to be to like have a slightly increased chance to get a good player when some consumables are still very valuable. So at that point, if you're going to do packs, I would just do the 7.5k packs. I would not wait for promo packs personally. Silver packs, silver's not been valuable for a long time. I wouldn't worry about that. So when it comes to packs, you know, if you want to just give your instant gratification, your pack addiction, whatever, then I would just do 7.5ks, and it's not that many. And then maybe you could do your first 2,000 is these. Get yourself the 50k right away. That's not the worst idea, but you're also willingly giving up like 2 premium season passes, right? That's where I say I can't recommend doing that, but at the same time, I can see why you might want to give yourself a nice baseline of coins, but I can't recommend that because I wouldn't do that. Like, it's definitely worse value that way. Then the draft, here's one more that people really like doing. The draft, I just straight up I don't ever recommend the draft unless you know you're going to win 99% of your drafts. Like 2,000 FC points is 300 points per. You're looking at, you have 6 drafts. In those 6 drafts, if you're not going to win 5 of them and you are so certain you will win 5 of them, that I'm not doing the draft. And some people might say back to that, like, hey, even if I win one of them, isn't the value there just better because I'm spending 300 a pop? If I win one of them, I'm getting like 1,000 FC points worth of value out of it. Is that not still better that way? And you can look at it that way, but the one thing that doesn't really account for is just the time it's going to take you. If you have a shit ton of time, then maybe it's not as big of a deal, but a big thing with the draft is just that it's going to not guarantee you a lot more coins unless you pack something pretty nice, and then also it takes more time. So that's where I tend to be like, I'm not really the biggest draft guy, even though I know I can win. I'd say maybe 3 out of 4. I still myself, I'm not going to do drafts. Now, also, you know, draft rewards are apparently changing over the year as it goes on. So I'd expect the draft rewards to be the exact same for the first couple of months that we've always seen. But if, you know, if they end up changing at the start of the year next year, they're better somehow, maybe that'll change. But I don't think that'll be the case. Another thing here, there were some random packs last year. You know, say we get the 2,000 FC points in October when we have these provisions. These provisions come out pretty early. There's usually a pack or two in here that's like guaranteed really good coins at some point in the year. The thing with this though is it just ties into, once again, the saving of FC points for like a random pack you might like. You can always do that. You just have time ticking against you. Like, you might as well try and get your coins as fast as you kind of can, unless you're doing the season pass. And I would recommend, no matter what, doing the pass. But then also, what saving the points can do here 100% is help with evolutions as well, because obviously evos can be kind of spendy. 100,000 coins, 200,000 coins. If coins are actually worth more next year, you got to count that into this as well. So personally, the best, and really by far the best this year. Usually there's like competition to what's the best year or best thing to do with FC points each year. This to me is a no-brainer. It's use all of them for the premium pass, and if you don't use them for the pass, then you use them for evolutions. If you want to maybe go and say, hey, I'm going to open 5 7.5k packs, give myself 25k and go from there. That's not the worst idea. Honestly, I just think there's no competition this year as to what the best way to use it is. It's in these two categories. And if you guys don't really know why they're doing this, by the way, spreading out the FC points, their reasoning behind it is that I think the 4,600 is just getting too many people, too many coins too fast, I think is what they think is happening. And then the rewards have only gotten better year in and year out. So you end up with a case of the power curve almost has to go quickly because everyone has a lot of coins to spend right away. Whereas this year, they're hoping you get 2,000 at launch, plus rewards, by the way, are going to be worse. FUT Economist has said this year that rewards, will be just looking worse across the board to try and slow things down. So obviously, whenever you think about what you're going to do, coins are very valuable. They're probably more valuable this year than in the past 5 years, I would say, if they actually, you know, go through with their promises, which we don't know if they will, but if they do, then it's probably going to be the most value that coins have had in many years. The most important thing, of course, is to have fun with whatever you want to do. You know, that's the most important thing easily. So I want to bring that up, of course, but I do think easily the best thing to do here is buy as many premium passes as you possibly can. And one of the big things that usually comes into play with the initial FC points also is advanced SBCs. And apparently the rumor is this year that we're not sure we're going to see them, at least to the same extent that they were, because usually you wanted to do like, I don't know, get yourself 10k and then go and do the advanced SBCs, because that is, you know, some of the best packs you can get on day one, even if they're untradeable. You can get some starter cards there. Right now, we don't have concrete info. I think FUT Police Leaks is the only one to mention this, that it really wasn't in the beta, and usually they are in the beta and in testing, but they weren't in there, and there's a chance that they actually might not be. So if that's the case, then obviously you don't have to worry about anything with your FC points with advanced SBCs. That would suck because it's just less good packs right away. You know, these all used to be tradable back in the day. All these advanced SBC packs did used to be tradable, but that ended up being a little too good, apparently, in their eyes. But I'm not bringing that up on purpose because apparently it's not guaranteed we're going to get them. It's not guaranteed we're not going to. It's not guaranteed we are going to. Also, some of you might not even be able to use the transfer market right away, so you might have no choice. Apparently, the rumor now is that this is going to be a thing only if you have had a ban in the last 12 months, or if you have a new account, you're going to have to do objectives, and you have like a limit on how many cards you can buy and sell, apparently. So it's only, I believe, for those accounts. But if you are one of those guys, then yeah, you can't use it anyways. Might as well save it. So, okay, transitioning on here to something else. I thought this was hilarious today, guys. You guys know Fraud Zone. We all know Fraud Zone. If you've been here for a while, then you know who this is. Someone made a Twitter account today, FC Insider X, and it's just a big thread of all of the lies FGZ News, which was the rebrand, sorry. It used to be FUT Zone. Now it's FGZ News because he had to change his account because he was just known in the community as a complete liar. Somebody made their own Twitter account here and just going through the details of all the times he's been wrong and all the screenshots, all the times where he was lying about leaks he had, and it's great. I mean, this is great stuff here. Somebody had to eventually call him out. I've tried to do my part plenty of times, but this one gained some traction today. You know, just constant shit. I mean, just literally peddling constant slop. I mean, it's insane that this guy has got like 250,000 followers. But anyway, shout out FC Insider for the thread. And I do want to also say, people were talking about these cards in the beta that you're going to get and then comparing them to the power curve not being slower, because right now, if you guys don't know, in the beta, which I think I can show show you this. If I can't, then rest in peace. Not to dry snitch, I've seen a lot of YouTubers show these screenshots, but anyway, you have like this 84 Doku card here, right? 83 Barcola, 82 Matoma, 81 Orsolini, and 86 Lamine Yamal. But have a downgraded Yamal, upgraded though Doku, downgraded Barcola, etc. In the betas over the years, they give you a lot of like pretty good cards to start with, so I wouldn't read too much into this at all. I think the informs you get in the beta are like crazy good too, and they just want you to get like a decent team right away so you can actually like test the gameplay out and stuff. So don't worry about these beta screenshots you see of these cards right away. And okay, let's read some of your comments now. We got BIG, hey JFC, we'll be going live for the Ultimate Edition launch at midnight. And well, the answer first of all is yes, but it's actually not at midnight for me. I will be taking the flight to New Zealand. I'm on PC, so it just comes out at New Zealand time, so it won't be midnight. Well, I guess depending on where you live, of course, it's midnight for somebody, somewhere at any time. But yes, I'll be live right when the game it comes out New Zealand time. I will be there. And we got Cosmic Gecko. Honestly, I'd be kind of happy if they made it a bit harder to score. In my opinion, it makes the game more interesting as you can't just hit a random shot and have the keeper looking like he dove the wrong way on purpose. That was one of the stupidest parts of FC25 for me. And I think two things can be true at once, and that is shooting can be too good. It can be. I think the other thing that's true too is that I don't think you want it to be nerfed. I don't think you want a game where shooting is really hard. The last game I think we had, I think it was maybe like FIFA 21. I think the finishing in 21 wasn't so great. I think it was okay, but not amazing. FIFA 19 was the last game we had that finishing was basically terrible, and inside the box goals you kind of just couldn't score unless it was a header, of course, and that was the worst gameplay. If you didn't play FIFA 19, you can't even explain to somebody what the gameplay was like, because imagine playing a football game that you can't score in the box. You can't do it. You never were able to. Now, of course, that's the opposite end of the spectrum big time, but I don't trust EA to not end up there when they want to try and change one thing. I don't trust EA to just tweak it a little bit, make it not crazy overpowered, and just make it good, but not too bad. Like, I don't trust them to do that, so I'd rather just not touch shooting too much. But yeah, of course, I think anything can be too good, right? You can't rule that out at all, but do I trust EA to balance that? I don't know. I don't trust him to balance much at all, so maybe that's kind of a pointless thing to say, I guess. But Jonathan does say here, the first premium pass must be like 200k coins. I mean, where will we get 500k coins in the beginning of the game? I do wonder about this too, because obviously for the people who pre-ordered the game, it's not going to matter. You get the first one no matter what. But I do partly wonder if it'll be less coins for this season. I almost feel like they kind of have to, and the rewards obviously can't be insane because they're not going to give you a 90x7 tradable pack already in this game. Like, they're not going to do that in like the last 10 levels or whatever in there. So I don't know what they do. I would guess it'll be less coins, and maybe that's why they were more inclined to give the pre-order guys the pass, because it's going to be less value. There's a great chance that actually is exactly what the case was. Also, I want to mention, by the way, the whole FIFA thing that we saw yesterday, the secret FIFA gameplay, nothing about that has come from that. The guy's Twitter, he's tweeted nothing else. They have not found the video, so I guess that's, we have not heard anything about that. If we do hear more, we'll talk about it, obviously. So I just wanted to throw that in there as well. But I think that's it for me, and thank you guys all for being here. But you all so much, and I love you all so much. Peace.